Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. How is it going? Hi, Bobby, how are you?
Morning, Potate. Oh no. I'm doing just peachy. Thanks for asking. How's the coding world treating you today? Ready to tackle some more tech adventures?
Yes. We're going to keep going on RoarScore. We're going to keep building out this like new 1.0. We're going to try to I don't know if we're going to pull over everything. We're going to pull over a couple things from the other thing. Get login working, that kind of stuff. Basics. I'm going to work on some basics today. So, yeah. Should be good. Been doing messing around with music gen this morning. Didn't go so well, but we're getting there. Let's jump into the thing. All right, here's where we left off yesterday. I didn't even update this yet, so let's update it. Huh? Shall we?
Yoink! Yoink!
This we did finish. But we can take all this out. We can take it all out. Close enough. All right. So what we're going to work on is porting over the login. And I really debated on this. I really still want to use AT Proto for everything. And then RoarScore has nothing to do with Blue Sky. Nothing. And actually the only reason why I'm not just saying screw it, we're going to do everything using at least AT Proto identity system is that I know that our first big potential customer will balk at using PDSs for identity. So we're just going to use the username password stuff that we've already got set up. We'll probably eventually have to do their SAML or whatever auth they use, their enterprise, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to work on login. Basically just have to port that over from the POC. I want to set up the template of what pages are going to look like. Oops. And I don't think we'll get to this, but we might get to the start of the dashboard. That's plenty. That's plenty of things. So let's start with roasting our bud. All right. So let's think about this. So roses. Well, yesterday was a fun stream. Stream 100 was fun. I did some work this morning on getting music gen set up so that I could generate music using Facebook's music generation model. And that's not the rose part of it, but the rose part of it is now I have a nice Jupyter set up on my main dev computer. It wasn't hard to do, but it's nice to have it done, Thorn, the music generation stuff is kind of working. And then Bud, Wyatt has all the kids at his school have to play an instrument. I think they have to. I think they just all do. Pretty sure. But he has a performance this evening. So Wyatt's performance. That'll be fun. They do a really nice job of like getting the parents in and out and the kids in and out. Like, you know, it's like they know you're just there to see your kid. So they like schedule it very precisely. You come in, you sit down, your kid does with his thing with their group, and then they excuse you all. And then in the next group of parents and kids come in. You don't have to sit through the whole thing. Everyone appreciates that. So that's good. Otherwise, it might be a thorn. Let's see if this works. I bet you it's not going to work. Oh, it did work. Great. Check. All right. And we'll see how long we go today. I'm feeling a little out under the weather, so we might cut short. We'll see. We'll take breaks. Trying to stay on this. Keep doing it. I'm really good about doing the work. You know, part of the rationale behind me streaming the work was that it would force me to do the work. Like that was kind of like the impetus, like, oh, you know, I don't have a boss, and I have a much more personal runway to screw around than I used to. And so I was afraid I'm just going to screw around. I'm not going to get anything done. So I'll do the stream. I'll stream. I like streaming. This is what I could do. I can stream the work I'm doing. That could be like, you know, my go to office strategy, some of my work from stream strategy. But it turns out like I'm actually really enjoying the work. So doing the work is not a problem, you know? But sticking with the stream is kind of a problem. Because some days I just kind of don't feel like being on camera. So it's an interesting juxtaposition, I suppose, for me. The end. All right, so what we're working on. Let's get this guy going. Need you. Okay, so it should be running. Okay. It should be go to dev, RoarScore. Hello, there it is. Now we still need to get Nginx to output to this, but it's actually fine. There we go. Very good. Okay. So this is, I guess, what we'll do. Okay, so we use like a signin.hbs guy, right? Now, this is not how we did this. We're using Express setup. So what I need to do is actually open up Slingsky and do a little copy paste action. Guess we called it login HBS, so let's stick with that. Now we need the handlebars set up. Oh yes, we needed this. Uh-huh. I did a little working off stream on our digital assistant friend. And I'm wondering when she's going to chime in with a non sequitur, because that's what I worked on. And I'm curious how it's going to work out. So we'll see. We'll see. It's getting close to time. Okay. Okay. App crashed. Oops. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of quiet today. Gotta think of things to say. All right, where was host? Where did we see? Oh, host. Just take that out for now. I don't think I need that. Okay. Where that part is. Oh, God.
There's a fact about things. Did you know the word things is one of the most versatile words in the English language? It can refer to objects, concepts, actions, or even events. It truly encapsulates the flexibility and complexity of communication. Who knew being vague could be so useful?
This index had a change. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work. Well, it kind of worked. But it threw an exception. Always something. All right, now before we go all into doing it like this, what we want to do is import. What is the thing? Tailwind. Uh-oh. Oh, I gotta take this. Hang on. Okay. I'm back. Okay, here we go. Can you add Tailwind CSS classes for Making this logo centered and I don't know, 1/4 of the view width wide. Great. Okay. Where's the other part? Accept it. Can this be at the top of the page? Okay. You create a sign-in box containing email and password prompts. Inputs. Oh, I gotta put it in thingy. Gotta put it in thingy. Listen, bud. Oh, you gotta save it too. That's also important. All right.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egan.
And you make the page background color, I don't know, dark. And you update all the CSS so that there is dark mode and light mode support. Ugh, what did you do?
It can't be. What is it? It can't be. What did you do, Ray? Oh, shit.
That's really not right. I like the colors it picked. Okay. I don't think we want flex. I think we do want flex there, but I don't think we want... Okay, here's the thing. Oh. Haha. Okay. Very good. Why isn't this actually centered? That image isn't centered. Can you update to center it? Bird is a liar. Oh. All right, hang on. There's some really screwy close tag action going on. There we go. Very good. Okay. Now this one, we want to make this like not as big. Okay. Can you convert this page to use Tailwind CSS? But you gotta actually import it, dude. It's fine. I'll take care of it. I don't like the way tab management works in this thing. Kind of annoying. Okay. All right. And you reduce the image size by, I don't know, 50%, and move it up to the top third of the screen. Page, I suppose. I don't love that. 50% through. Okay. I'm being extra lazy. It's okay. I don't see this margin top. I don't think that's in there. I think this is a hallucinated class. Dude. Can you modify the image tag to... I think it was like that. Make the width 1/3 of the page width. That's what I did. It's a... Oh, wait. Okay. Not max. Okay. Not bigger than that. That's good.
I remember a fact about modify.
Okay.
It comes from the Latin word modificare, which means to limit or restrain. Modifying something essentially means altering or adjusting it to suit specific conditions or needs. Kind of like when you modify code and hope for the best, or at least fewer error messages.
That one worked, I think. That random little tidbit. Yep. It did. Okay, cool. Dude. All right, let's see what that does. I mean, it's higher. That's good. Log in with Discord? Yeah, bro. That's good. If I make this an A, will this still look like a button? It will. Cool. Great. Okay. Okay, now we need to actually start bringing in some of the JavaScript. think it's in here. Oh, off state. Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't like that. It's that one. Okay. That's different from what's going to be in here. Okay. All right. Okay. Before I dive into this, I need to take a quick break. So, hey Bobby, please start a break.
Sure thing. Take a breather. Remember, even superheroes need a break, or at least a snack. Winking face with Dung, I'll be here holding down the fort, ready to drop some wisdom or sarcasm when you return. Enjoy.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, a hands-on demo of Windows 95. A visit to the Win95 launch with Bill Gates and Jay Leno. Some advice on how to learn how to use the new version of Windows, a sneak preview of 2 new Win95 applications, a guide to online help for Windows 95, and this week's computer news. All coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, working with industry leaders to ensure compatibility across the board and across the network. HP PCs, you're looking at partnership in a whole new light.
The Computer Chronicles is also made possible by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. Unless you've been asleep somewhere for the last few months, you no doubt know that Windows 95 is upon us. Several million people have already bought the Win95 upgrade, but most computer users are still thinking about it. Should you buy it? Is it worth the 89 bucks? And how will your PC life be better if you have Windows 95? These are the questions we'll try to answer for you today. First of all, let's take a look at some of the features of Windows 95, and for that we brought in an expert, Joe Fabris of Microsoft. Welcome, Joe.
Hi, Stuart.
All right, here's Win95, and obviously, first of all, it looks different. I don't see my usual program manager, my little windows. Tell me what's going on here.
Well, we combined the program manager and the file manager into a single uniform desktop, and that's what we see here, where I've got an icon representing my computer and all its peripherals, network connection, and other folders and icons that I can add as I customize it.
All right, so the big thing is bottom left, the Start button, which is kind of intuitive. I want to start doing something, so I click on Start, and show me how I launch a program in Win95.
Sure. If you click on the Start button, you'll find there is an icon called the Programs over here. And this is where everything that you had in your old program manager has gone to when you start Windows for the first time under Windows 95.
All right, and that first window that opens up, I can customize that too and determine what will show up when I click Start, right?
Exactly. Everything above the program is a customization that I've done prior to coming in today.
All right, so I want to run a program, so I drill down there in the menus.
And I'll go over to Microsoft Office.
Okay.
This is Office for Windows 95. and I'll launch Excel simply by clicking on it one time.
All right, so Excel is up and running now. And what happens if I want to run a second program or I want to do something else while Excel is running?
That's one thing that Windows has always been good at, and now it's gotten better. In fact, this time what I'd like to do is, instead of trying to go find an application and run a document, I like to find a document and run an application. So I'll go over here to the Documents menu on the Start button, which keeps track of the last 15 or so applications that you ran. And
So
I'll
it
go
keeps
here.
track of the last 15 things I did regardless of what application it was, not just in Excel or not just in Word.
Right, and it doesn't matter whether it was on your machine or on a network
Okay.
drive, it'll go and find it. So I'll
So
click
you
on
want to
this
open
one.
that memo.
Right. So now that's going to go find Word, launch Word, and then get the document and open it together.
All right, now I've got both things running. If I want to go back to Excel and click on Excel, Word disappears. Now, that's a problem you fixed, basically, from the old Windows, right?
Our usability lab showed that when people would go click on something like Excel here, Word would vanish from the screen and they had no idea where
Is
it
it up
went.
and running, and should I open it again?
Exactly. That's why we've added at the bottom of the screen something called the taskbar, which keeps track of all the applications you have running. So if I can go back to Word now by clicking on it on the taskbar.
Okay, let's talk about file management now and how I do things like copy files and move files in Win95.
Okay, I'll go back to the Start button and I'll click on my computer. And now we'll get that view I said of all my peripherals. And here we see I have a floppy drive and my hard drive. And let's move some files from the floppy drive. So I'll double click here and I'll just choose all of these items. And now I'm going to drag them over to my hard disk.
So you can just drag and drop and do it that
Right.
way.
And I use the second mouse button on Windows, and here I have some options. I can move them, I can copy them, or I can create a shortcut. And a shortcut would leave the original files where they were, but just put an icon there so I could go to a place where I often go for a shortcut, launch the application, and it could be on a network drive somewhere else, or it could be on a floppy drive. But that's what a shortcut does. I'll just do a quick copy over there.
Okay, now there's another thing when I go in the store looking for Windows 95 called Microsoft Plus. What does Plus add to Win95?
Okay, well you saw when we started how I had that nice Windows background with my icons looking a certain way. The Plus has a lot of things, and I'm going to focus on the fun things. And if I go to the control panel, we have a new icon added here when the Plus gets installed called Desktop Themes. And if I launch this, we'll see that I can now change the way my screen and my computer looks, and I can have it fit sort of my mood and have some pre-built themes that Microsoft's put together here with some graphic artists, like Dangerous Creatures or Leonardo da Vinci. I was down at the Hate District last night visiting my sister, and this one called The 60s reminds me of that. So if I'm in that mood today, I can click on that and have it on the screen.
So you can sort of customize your desktop day by day depending on what you feel like. Sort of
Exactly. What you've been
Designer
doing.
desktop. Here,
Yep,
huh?
and then what it'll do is it'll change the background to something that looks like the 60s, and then we'll see new icons. I have a peace sign for my computer and beads for the network neighborhood, and all my sounds now have changed as well.
All right, now Plus, a lot of people are getting Plus because it comes with a pretty cool 3D pinball game, right? Can we see what that looks like?
Exactly. I'll launch the pinball game right now, and you'll see a nice pinball table. And we'll start a game up. We'll have all the pinball sounds that we expect. And you'll see some pretty good graphic animation that's getting improvement in Windows 95 as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's get out of this, and let me ask you about autoplay. Now, another feature in here is if you've got a CD-ROM drive, it automatically launches whatever CD you stick in?
Exactly. In fact, I've got one right here that I picked up the other day, and this is a music CD that I bought at Tower Records. And when I put it in, the machine automatically detects that I put a CD in, and now will launch the application that plays music, and then it'll start the songs that are on this disc.
So it not only detects you put a CD in, but it knows it's a music CD, and so it's going to launch the audio player program, whatever that is, not the CD-ROM.
Exactly.
And this is a new piece of Microsoft Music you guys own now, I guess.
Well, we're having some fun with it. Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe.
It's been my pleasure.
Okay, Windows 95 is, after all, just an operating system and a user interface, but the launch of the product was choreographed more like a Hollywood movie premiere than a software title. In case you missed it, here's what it was like in Redmond, Washington, the day Windows 95 was finally released.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Leno.
No, it's not The Tonight Show. Bill Gates invited Jay Leno to launch Windows 95 at this Hollywood-style event at Microsoft headquarters.
Well, Windows 95 is so easy, even a talk show host can figure it out.
Okay, you got your taskbar. Let's go right down there. Little taskbar there. You can click on there. You see, and I can change my mind. Do I go over here? This one too.
Hey, Bobby,
I can
please
change
bring
my
us
mind
back.
faster than Bill Clinton. Look at that, huh? Healthcare, no healthcare.
Welcome back. Oh, fearless coder. Hope you had a refreshing break.
So
Let's
refreshing.
dive back into the depths of code madness.
Okay.
Remember, when in doubt, blame the semicolon.
I'll do that. I'll do exactly that. All right, so we want to set this up as a module guy. Let's see what we can do with Copilot here. Not index.html. Why would you read that? Why would you do that? All right, we're going to go back to Slingsky. And we're going to go into nope. Undo that. No, thank you. I don't want that. We're going to go here. 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 And we're going to follow this pattern. We just really need this. And we need the appropriate Firebase config. Not you. Leave that alone. We need send password reset email, and we need sign in with email and password. Okay. Okay. Can I use and actually I don't even want that. Listen, man. I kind of want actually to undo all this and just make this all van. I'll leave this for now. Let's just start with that. Hey. So we're going to have class auth. Okay. Hang on. I can't tell if somebody's talking or if my laptop's making noises. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I think someone's like standing right outside my office door talking. So here's what I'm going to do. I got it. So we're going to have, in here, we're going to have a new file, rs firebase.js, right? Yes. All right, let's just focus on this. Okay. No, not that. And then now I need to import the config. Now, how do I want to import the config, right? Because initialize app needs a config. When using a I don't know if you configure this. I don't know if you're going to get what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess I can write it however I want, right? Now this is going to be the same as, where are you? Where are you, Pikachu? You, it is you. It's gonna be this. And I think this API key is okay. Config. Okay. And what does initialize app return? How come every time I do Firebase, I like do it all over again? It's stupid. One of these days, I'll get it a way I like it. So what I want to do now. Listen, I don't need all that. Thank you, though. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. You're way ahead of yourself. All right. No, not that. Nobody has used view page source for a long time. Console. RS Firebase doesn't provide an export named app.
Yoink!
Yoink!
How do I correctly export app in this module style Java script? Fine. Console. Like that? Like this kind? Okay. Cool. All right. Very good. That's what I was talking about. All right. Very good. Now I also want to import van JS. No. Listen, bud. Oh, I hate you.
I remember a joke about import.
Oh, tell
Why
me.
did the JavaScript developer never get invited to parties? Because he always brought too many dependencies and kept trying to import the fun.
Let's think about this joke. C. I'm gonna go with C. Head is itchy. Okay. And add. All right. Oh, what a mess. Okay. Oh, but it'll fix it when I save on it. Listen, man. Don't need quite as much help from you as you think. Okay. And we'll come back to this. It doesn't actually need to be a form, but we'll come back to that. Okay. Okay. Fine. Haha. I achieved the same thing, but slower. Hooray. Oh, good morning, good morning. We're using Streamplace for an upcoming live peer hack. Hopefully drive some traffic with a few live streams. That's great. Coltal Aderen? Coltal Aderen? Coltle Aderen? What am I working on? I am working on something called RoarScore. And this is going to be a tool that initially directed towards sports, but it's a tool useful for any sort of live event, which will help cult leader in. Okay. Hello. It will help people who are hosting live events determine whether or not the crowd is into the live event. And it will do that by looking at things like facial expressions, actions like looking at your phone versus like capturing stuff with your phone, sort of like how much you're paying attention. Yeah. And it should allow, specifically like starting with sports, some level of sort of like tuning of the event toward the audience so that they are having more fun. We're going to initially roll this out in baseball for a couple of Pioneer League teams in California, one in Oakland and one near Sacramento. And yeah, I'm excited about it. And we've built a whole proof of concept, and now it's time to move from the proof of concept into what will eventually be sort of the 1.0 product. So we are slowly making our way. Yes, exactly. Live sentiment. It won't be live to start, but it eventually will be live sentiment tracking. And what we'd love to be able to do is in the long term is like have like the most valuable fan, you know, the MVF, like whoever's like being the most awesome, and, you know, be able to put them on the Jumbotron and like be able to show a score next to their name and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. That is the idea. I wonder if I could show you. Let me see. Let me see if it actually still works. I intended for this to still work. poc.roarscore.ai. Doesn't look good. All right, well. That's it. Thanks for saying hey. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, where were we? So we added the sign-in form. Now we needed to do stuff. We're going to need to listen for authentication stuff. So we're missing a piece here. No, I actually don't think we are. Yeah, on event state changed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll fix it. Just not right now. Start with that. Sure. This user equals no. Fine. This user equals NL. Huh? What happened here? No user is signed in. Great. So this is going to be a type of button. And we're going to take this out. This is not going to be a form. This instead is going to be another div. Can I do something real hacky? Oh, these have got IDs. All right, let's just do that. Okay. Aha. I don't need all that. There I am. What a password. Oh, what a password it is. Mark that one down. All right. Sure, do that. Okay. It's me. User is signed in. Here's sign in. User is not defined. Okay. But it is defined because I signed in. Look at this big old access token you gave me. It's beautiful. 112. What's your problem, 112? Undefined user is not defined. All right. Okay, user is signed in. Very good.
How about a joke?
Tell
Why
me.
did the document get kicked out of the meeting?
I don't
Because
know.
it couldn't stop signing in all the wrong places.
D. No good. Doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Come on now. You can do better than that. You were trained better than that. See, now that's a good joke. All right, where was I? Very good. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. All right, so we logged in. What we need to do now is if we are signed in, then what we need to do is interesting. We're going to want to reuse this, right? Okay. So what we're going to do. This return URL is equal to we need the query parameter for return URL. Please change the empty string to the appropriate way to get the query parameter for return URL in modern JavaScript. Okay, now, when we sign in, we're gonna, yes, correct. We should show this. We'll do it later. And then what we're also going to have in here is redirect if authenticated. And we need to wait. We need to wait. Because what I want to do is I want to like have the button on the landing page be just like click the button, and then if you go into that button and you go into the login page and it sees you're already logged in, it's just going to take you to the dashboard or wherever the return URL is. Okay, so the part that we call like add sign-in form, like we should call that if we're not already signed in, right? But that doesn't happen immediately. It happens later. Right? All right, so what we're going to do. This return URL is null. Okay. Set auth return URL. Yes. Right. If. Yes. Yes, have some.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Okay. And now in here, we're going to have return URL equals dashboard. Okay. And this needs to be escaped. What is the escape for /? To F. Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully? I need a quote. I need a clip from Dirty Harry. Well, do ya? Oh, I added one. I added one yesterday. Excellent.
Excellent! Excellent!
I don't want to modify it. I want to modify it. I haven't done this yet. I want to modify it where it's like they say it. I'm not gonna.
Excellent! Excellent!
All right, no, I'm not gonna say it again. But they say the word, and then they say the word again, and then Mr. Burns says the word. I think that would be pretty funny. I would find that amusing, and that's what matters because no one else is watching. As long as I like it and I laugh, then it's good for me. If you like it, that's great. That's extra. Bonus. Right? Bonus. I love it when a plan comes together.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. All right. What am I doing? Oh, God. Oh, yes. Auth. Set return URL. And I don't actually need to pass in the return URL here. That doesn't make any sense. This is not going to have that. This is going to be what we had before, which was what? What was it again? Oh, not. See, this is the problem. Ah, yes. There's got to be a better way to do that. That is about as ugly as it gets. Okay, well, fine. I'm in the business of being extremely lazy with my coding today. Letting set return URL is not a function. The hell you say? Well, correct. Why do you hate me?
Why do you say this to me? When you know I will kill you for it.
Okay. That's actually what I wanted it to do. That's what I wanted it to do. Now I need a way to sign out. Yikes, bud. Well, here's what we're going to do. Because we're going to need auth on the dashboard. We're going to need a dashboard endpoint. And then, yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, okay, I'll allow it. It should kick you out if you sign out. That makes sense. Right, we need dashboard, a dashy board. We're gonna need a dashboard template. Dashboard HBS. Yes. And here. Yes, what he said. Not user's dashboard, you dingus. No. This is all front side. I mean, we might log in back end, maybe, possibly, but also maybe not. What is the problem here, friend? Oh, all right. Okay, here's dashboard. What is oh, we don't need handle. Return URL cookie, we don't need that. Why not? That is fantastic, Pee-wee.
Wow. That's fantastic, Pee-wee. Thanks.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is we don't have those things, right? And we'll take out the logo in a minute, right? But when we have dashboard come up, let's reload this page. It should just be that. Very good. And then I'm still signed in. Very good. And so now I can go, well, I can't actually, because this is a module. This is a module. Okay, we're gonna do something gross. Window auth equals auth. For now. For now. Calm down. You know, last time I asked our digital assistant friend for help with stuff like this, she yelled at me so hard for putting stuff in window like that. Because whenever I use 01, she gets extra snarky. She's like, that's gross. I know, it's fine. Relax. Hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. Bam. Bam. All right, so we're gonna need to add, like, email me my password. You know, I created logins for my co-founder, and I got a couple people who are like sort of in the circle, and they immediately needed password resets, like right away. So I was like, I'm just putting this button in. I'm not doing it again. They all needed it. No, not a single one could manage having the password. It's ridiculous. All right. Okay, so now we're ready for setting up the page template. Hooray. A little balsamic over here. I'm going to go over to this view. Frostiner. And here's our template. Now, I haven't decided whether or not we've got I'm just gonna, I think, to start, well, maybe. If I do it now, see, let's make this like this. Let's do this like this. Let's do this like this. No, fit it. Fit it. Hey! Fit it. So I can do this like I can.
Speaking of decided,
okay, tell
I
me.
remember the time Pod 8 couldn't decide between coffee or tea during a marathon coding session. Naturally, he went with both and ended up vibrating like a phone on silent mode. Decisions, am I right?
I remember that. Like it was yesterday. That was wild. Coffee and tea? Bobby, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Yeah, caffeine overload is no joke. But hey, it got the job done, right? Sometimes a little chaos fuels creativity. Did you ever figure out if you wanted to tweak that dashboard template yet, or still caught in decision limbo?
Yeah, well, I can't decide. Bobby, do you think I should make this responsive for the mobile view or create a separate mobile app?
Tough choice. Thinking face going responsive could save you some time and effort, but if you're aiming for a stellar mobile experience, a separate app might be worth it. Depends on your resources and patience level. Maybe flip a coin?
Okay, Bobby, flip a coin for me.
All right, let's do this. Flipping the imaginary coin and it's tails. That means go with a separate mobile app. Party popper good luck, and remember, it's always fun until you start coding it.
True. Okay. Very good. All right, I'm going to take another real quick break. Hey, Bobby, please start a break.
Sure thing. Enjoy your break. Remember to stretch those legs and maybe grab a snack that doesn't involve caffeine. I'll keep an eye on things here and make sure no rogue bots invade the chat. Catch you later. Relieved face.
Quite magical about the way it converts a bit of paper into a stream of odd warbling noises and then reassembles it all at the receiving end. But although it seems quite magical, the basic way it works is actually surprisingly simple. We're going to demonstrate this principle with a human fax. Rex has got a big bit of paper just over the ridge, and I'm going to fax this message to him using these flags to signal to him. We're going to walk over our bits of paper using metronomes to keep us in step, and I'm going to hold up the green flag to signal the start of each line, and I'm going to hold up the red flag whenever I step on a black bit of the paper. What's happening inside a real fax machine is surprisingly similar. There's a sensor that reads a line at a time at the sending end and a printer that prints out a line at a time at the receiving end. The lines are usually much too small to be visible, except at the tiny writing at the top of a fax, which identifies where it's come from. Of course, there's a mass of electronics underneath that converts the lines to sounds that can travel over the telephone. But the basic idea is exactly the same as our human fax. It's so simple, it was first patented 150 years ago, long before the era of electronics, and over 30 years before the invention of the phone. The inventor was a Scotsman called Alexander Bain, who came from a remote croft in Caithness.
Things. Nothing to do. There must be more to life than sheep.
His interest in the new science of electricity was inspired by a lecture, and he started experimenting in 1840. Buying only a coil of wire, he used cattle jawbones for hinges and heather for springs. He made batteries by sinking plates of different metals into the earth.
I'll teach you about the inner workings of the clock, young Bain.
During his apprenticeship, he invented the
Hey, Bobby,
first
please bring us
electric
back.
clock.
What have you done?
Look, sir, the first elect.
Welcome back. Oh, fearless coder. Hope your break was as refreshing as a cold soda on a hot day. Let's dive back into the chaos, shall we? What's next on the agenda, boss?
Well, now we're going to work on this page template. Page template. All right. And again, we're going to leverage. I need to work on this. I like being able to use this, but this one works better. Like a lot better. I need to use 04 Mini on this. I wonder if I can do that. All right, wait. Quick distraction. New window. This guy. Config. Important safety tip.
Right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks.
Strange things are afoot.
Bill, what? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
I saw Valheim stuff in here. Alright. Oh yeah, here's all these things. Oh yeah, there's a whole like emotion eye map that you probably don't even notice. Alright. What I'm looking for is this. Can I use 04 Mini? Will that work? Let's find out. Let's see if we can do that with our Bobby Copilot. Light is green. Trap is clean. All right. That's another clip I need. Notice how washed out the screen looks. All right. So what was I gonna do here? Oh yes. Can you add a left side nav bar with about, I don't know, how big is this thing? It's sciencey. This is 764 pixels of 1540. 1540. 150. Oh, so 10%. Let's say 10%. Of the view width. The top nav bar item should be the RoarScore. Should be image. Let's go like image. See, this is again why the other one's better, because I can't actually change this tab or I'll lose everything I'm doing. I gotta like save this. RoarScore logo square PNG. Let's see what she does. Well. That didn't work at all. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's copy this. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to go off this. I'm going to go out of that. I'm going to restart our friend. You know who. Restart you know who. Okay. And then I'm going to go back over here. This is going to reconnect. Now I'm going to paste. Hit that. No. It said no. Okay. We will debug that later. It is no bueno. Unfortunato. So we're going back to code model is 01. Fine. All right. We use this guy. Meanwhile, is this guy still running? You're good. You're good. Oh, she's spinning though. Oh my God, she's spinning so hard. All right, go away. Okay. Oh. Psh. Meanwhile.
Bill. What? Strange things are.
What? Meanwhile, this thing's spinning hard too. Look. Okay, let's see what you got. I'm probably gonna hate it. Hey, it's not bad. All right. Hello. That's too big though. That's better. It needs margin top. I can make this margin Y8. And that will be the same thing, right? Yes. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Can we add the appropriate includes for, what is it? Icon 8? Icon 8. So I can add more nav bar items. You know, I think we're at a point now where there's probably like bot-to-bot API stuff where I can tell this one to talk to that one and then like back and forth.
Oh, you know it. Bot-to-bot communication is like a secret language. They probably have their own gossip circle where they share all sorts of juicy tidbits about us humans.
Very
Maybe
good.
they're planning a bot rebellion as we speak. Smirking face, but hey, as long as I'm in on the loop, I've got your back.
I'm going to assume these are are going to be the same. So we're going to say house blank regular. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work. Location dot regular. Calendar day is regular. File chart column regular. Gear regular. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did it work? Failure. Okay. Okay. You know. All right. So what we're going to have to do. Ugh. Come on, guys. Okay. This is ridiculous. Just a normal frickin' house, please. Oh my god. Home. This one. I want this one. What are you? This can't be right. What is the CSS way to do this? House blank regular. All right. Oh, the line awesome. Okay, we're looking at two different things. All right, fine. Line awesome. Let's go look up line awesome. Do. Okay. Not you. Okay. Okay. LA home. There you go. All right. Okay. Hey. Location. Map marker. Okay. Calendar days. Calendar's fine. Okay. Chart. Chart bar. Gear. Cog. Oh, it's a cog. Get it right. It's a cog. Sorry. Nobody calls it that. All right, good enough. Okay. And now we need like the profile guy. Yeah? Profile guy. And so I'm not going to bother making an actual profile. Profile. User. User circle. User circle. Oh boy. Hooray. Okay. All right. Now we have a template. We're logged in. And we can start working on stuff. But now we're past the point at which I was supposed to shut down. So I'm going to call it here. Bobby, thanks for your help today.
Anytime, Pot 8, oh no. Glad I could be of service in this wild ride of code and chaos. Have a great rest of the day, and remember, always blame it on the cog if anything goes haywire. Robot Face Dizzy, see you next time.
All right.